It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're going to be covering Team Owwoo. So we are using Schwartz on critical, Crunchy on critical, Cooldown on Black Pearl, Searing with high damage resistance on Sorbet, and Cooldown for our BTS cookie. We are also using the Honey Crown to increase our overall power, which is going to be specifically activating on our Sorbet. And so what happens here, it's going to be a crit RNG, so this is not going to be a win every single time. Do consider that. Unless you can get higher crit percentages on all of your toppings, or maybe you're running the Scythe if you want to blend out the crit percents for everybody, then those are definitely options. But regardless, the team itself is going to be a crit RNG. Sometimes your Crunchy will die. That's okay because the Wolf does extra damage. Sometimes they won't. Kind of just depends. So what's really happening is a lot of people are running the double tank teams, so that's why we brought Sorbet back into this. And, of course, the healing reduction from Black Pearl, still super essential in many different needs. And, of course, because of the way our BTS cookie works with the safeguard, the healing can outsurpass the enemy's team unless they are also using a safeguarded cookie or a BTS cookie. So, as you can see, the overall damage, pretty smooth between everybody. Black Pearl definitely is the cake of the take for the damage, but even though they had weakness from their Eclair, they had attack boosting from their Financier, and they had reflection damage from their Wildberry, we were still able to chomp on through. So that's why I kind of like this team, is because it's like a very good double tank team killer, unless they have like speed burst double tanks. So this is not that setup. So like a setup that we would run into some issues with would be a team such as this. So this is not necessarily speed, but it definitely is burst, because what it is it's 3 chunky units, so it's almost triple tank if you technically design the Caviar in a tanky style, plus they have a feather, so they have at least 1 guaranteed revive. So that's going to be in their benefit for a couple ways. So we're going to change to the Scythe real quick just to show you if we even have a chance against this team. It's going to be pretty tough. I don't think we will be able to beat it, but it's good to see so that you can measure how you can use it in the PvP arena if you want to use this team. Overall, it does a pretty fun job, though, against the tank teams. That's what it's kind of designed to do, at least with Sorbet. But Schwartz with the stuns, Crunchy with the attack speed reductions, and the overall boosts that the rest of the team is giving to Crunchy, all that works in a nice favor. The reason that Caviar does so good on the enemy team is because of the anti-summoner kind of setup. So we did end up taking the battle, so the crit RNG was in our favor this time. And Schwartz actually did a tremendous job because of switching to the Scythe. So probably run the Scythe as a better safety net if you're fighting triple tank or something that you need to take out pretty quickly. But as you can see, it did shorten down the damage from the other side of our units, which was Black Pearl, because Black Pearl was not able to survive out as easily based on timings and everything. Healing done, wonderful job from BTS cookies, so overall it did work out in our favor. So I would say if you have a level 12 Jelly Crown, go for that, but if you don't, run the level 12 Scythe. Both of those are really good options. So Team Owwoo, just because we got Sorbet, who can only say ooh, and then we got the Wolf and the Cake Brute. So I mean, it kind of thematically fit. But either way, let me know what you think in the comments about this team. I think it's a pretty fun team, and I think it's a really good fit for where the BTS cookie lies. The BTS cookies are pretty great meta healers right now. There are, of course, counters against them, and I'm going to cover those counters as well. But right now, this is a fun team. And when I go again into those counters, I'm actually going to go ahead and build a team that's not using the BTS cookie or Schwartz or even Black Pearl. I'm going to try and steer clear of all of them and focus directly on the specific counters that we can use to help beat them down, so that you can kind of use those teams in the arena as well. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful night.